Live with Ambrose. As usual, we'll start today with what is happening in the global space. As we speak now, the markets around the globe are in red. When I mean red, US market, Europe stocks, and also Asia are in red. For Asia, we can see some mixed trend there, but for US, I'll tell you all the major index in US are looking down. Also, the same in what in Europe. But for Asia, we are seeing a mixed trend there. Some are red, while some are in little green. But as we speak now, I will tell you that the trend has not changed as fear of a recession and the oscillating price of commodities, especially oil, has continued what also to direct the equity market. Especially if you look at other instruments like Bitcoin doing below 19,000 dollar, and also if you look at the outcome of the meeting that was had by the that was held by the central banks bankers, especially in US Fed chairman, and also Bank of England, and that of ECB. If you look at the outcome, I can tell you that yes, you can see that most of their focus is one, yes, to stabilize price, and at the same time, they said it really, and that it is that inflation has come to stay. No matter what they do, but as it's changing, they are going to make sure that they find way to stabilize. But the environment has changed that until this ongoing conflict or war between Israel come to an end, we're going to see all this. Even when it ends, we will see a change of trend immediately because it will take time for them to rebuild, Ukraine, and at the same time for to have the good supply. I think that the major cost of this high cost of inflation is there was recession what supply chain of different commodity, different things entirely has also affected the global economy. That's why we're seeing the central banks of the world hiking interest rates, while the price of commodities, especially oil, that drive other prices are still remain above $100. These are the things that are also influencing all we are seeing around the globe as we speak. But in all this, as equity investor, I always say, always apply your what, use your stop loss, take your emotion when you're taking decision, and also have your exit and your entry strategy. Meaning, you must have investment plan, and that plan will emanate from your investment objective. What do you want to achieve in the market to guide you, in designing your plan of getting to achieve your goal. Because I tell you that for you to have a goal, you must have a plan to achieve it, and that in that plan you have your profit margin, you have your entry and exit strategy. In all those things, when you follow and implement or trade your plan or execute your trade or your plan, sorry, that will also help you to achieve what? To achieve your goal. But if you are in the market because others are in the market, I will tell you, you will just stay there. Either you follow the bandwagon when market is go up, you carry up, market is in market to bring you up. But those that has go, I always tell them, you don't fall in love with up market. Once you hit your target, don't mind what the market is doing. Even though when you have exited your position and the market still continue to rally, it's for other people you have met your target. That's why many people that say what market is going on, before they know it, that's the market that brought them to that level will also bring them down. But that will not be your portion, but rather invest what wisely because you want to make money in the market. And if you see market rallying and market start correcting, that correction also, that pullback is also as a result of what? Either decision have changed in the market or environment have changed. And that you can see that it's all the factors that push the market up are still intact. For market pullback, it creates opportunity for you for those that understand the trading price action to know that when a price pullback or index pullback is for a purpose, and after that it creates another entry opportunity for those that are designing to enter and also rally again with the market. That's why I said you as a trader or investor in this class, after every class, you're going to take what we have discussed here, either to your chart to see what we can implement the simple chart tools we have used, how you can use it to better your vision, or the discussion after charting each stock to know the volatility of those individual stocks, what the market is doing, because market direction is very, very important in any decision you are taking. That is why you need to understand this first. Once you have it at the back of your mind, to go a long way to guide you. And also, even when you are trading and you are either mistakenly the market go against you, you don't need to keep yourself. You need to manage that bad market, that bad trade, that bad position, because you need to also make sure that your capital is protected. At the same time, take advantage of what you are seeing in the market to know exactly what to do. For example, now I want to share, technically what you need to do when you are in a bad, water, or when you are your trade is on a losing position. You don't need to kill yourself if you have not acted with your stop loss, or if you forget to use stop loss. I will tell you how to bring your stop loss on board, and at the same time what to do when you see that you are in a losing position. Yes, after that, we can look at the fundamental result, earnings that came, the fundamental of some companies that release the result. We want to look at what is the market news. We look at also individual stock as usual, how we trade here. But the first is that how to manage what a losing position at the same time or a loss trade. You need to understand how to go about it. The first thing you do that if you are in a loss position, don't be panicking, but rather have a go because there is essence of using other no momentum indicators, other charts, no pattern to also let you know using a no time different time frame to know exactly what is happening. But in all this, after when you are using your no T line, which you are using a Fibonacci, you are using a moving average, you are using a RSI, are using different CCI, but one thing that you must understand the trade you are trading, what you are doing, and also how to use your word, your price action or index action. Like I just mentioned that the few things that you want to know here is that when you are in a lost position or your trade is in a bad water, what you don't do the first time is that you need to understand the chart. What you mean that you need to call the chart. Let me tell you that particular stock that you have lost, you call the instrument up, either the name of the company. You now have a something like this was showing on this screen. That is what we call a candlestick or price movement index action. Anything you call it, this is what it represents. After you have gotten this form on your system, depending on the platform you are using, whether you are using Ami Broker, you are using a MetaStock, you are using different type of platform to do that. Once you get it, the first thing that the price chart of that company or the price action of that company must be displayed for you to understand. And when this has been done, when you have perfected this, by calling up different stock or what you the position where you are, the kind of stock you have invested, to know exactly what is happening. You need to look at that stock. Once you look at that stock, you know the price action now. You can see the chart yourself. Then the next that you do that, you need to mark the date you enter that position. It's very, very important. That's why I said in equity investment, timing is very, very important. And when I mean timing, involve what using dates to your position, understanding the dynamics of the market, understanding how to use volume, how to use what demand and supply, which is sentiment and all those stuff. But now, like I said, after you are putting that, you need to know the date you enter the store. Why date is very important that if you enter at this point, you need to mark the date, today's date, but the date is not showing on this chart now. But other platform, you see the date showing. What's to put on, you know the date you enter the store. If you have entered the store before it started going up, like on the uptrend, you should know the date you enter. Or you enter here, it started coming down. That date is very, very important. Once you know the date you enter the stock, it will help you to look at the chart or the price action to know exactly where you are and what would like to happen. Because when you are seeing the position, the date you enter, for example, you enter here, if you enter here and the market is here, you are still in profit. But if you enter at this point and market pull back, even when it's coming back, you are not in profit here because you have not gotten to it. That's why the date you enter is very, very important. Know that date, you take that position to know exactly what is happening because the history of the market will be shown, or the history of the individual stock you are trading will be shown. Once you know the date, you can see what has happened before that date you enter, and also what is happening after the date you enter. Whether you are in a bad position or in a good position, the chart will. That is very, very important. That is how to manage your loss. To know exactly what is happening. The next thing that you want to do that you know to know mark the price you enter the stock that particular date because you have seen the date. Like for example, you enter here. If you are to be, you can see the date and price. If you are using like MetaStock, look at it and get the price immediately. You know the date you enter and what has happened that date. You know the price that you enter that date. It's very, very important. You know why that price enter because you remember those in buy and sell signal. They will cost stop loss. Our stop loss in Investdata is 7%. There's some their stop loss between 5% to 10%, depending on what you are using as your stop loss. Then, if you know the date to enter, you now know exactly where the price is now. Are you, in more than 20% loss? Are you in more than 10% loss? But that's why I said it is also very important that at any given time, when you are buying a stock, you always set what your stop loss to know the price you want to exit, when the price you want to what, when the go market go against you, where you can stop your loss, because you have set your profit target from entering, you have set because you are looking at the price from where you are entering. Not like when you are moving, you are going to a place. Like you must know the place you enter from the date, from the point you are entering and where you get to. You must know the place because so that if you don't know where point you are entering and where you are going to stop, it won't be a problem. That's why when you are buying stock, you must know exactly the price you are entering and where you want to get to and exit. That's why setting profit target is very, very important. Using your stop loss is very important so that it will help you to balance your trade very well. Then I said after you have display the chart which you have done, the date that you enter is very, very important, and the price on that date you enter. It's very, very important. You need to know the price you enter that stock. The day you enter it, that position, the price you enter it is very, very important. If you have entered a price of stock at 12 naira, for example, here at this point, and it's not selling at 10 naira here, you know that you have lost 2 naira. What is your stop loss? If you don't have stop loss from this class now, you know that as you are buying, you are setting stop loss that if you go below 10%, if you go below 7% or 5%, I'm going to cut, because for traders, capital is very key. It's better you lose 5% than you are losing 90%, because when you lose 5%, you have 95% of your capital to enter another position. But when you have lost everything, you have lost 40%, you know what you need for you to gain up that position before you can have capital to trade another position. That's why you must know how to manage your risk, and that is why I will encourage you, for those that have not registered. Well, how will I put it now? That this morning you can see the rate of people registering has increased today. Whether it's because they know that today is the last day, I don't know. But today is the last day, the 30th of June. Today is the last trading day also for the quarter and for the month and for the first half of the year. Today, you can see that people are in it, because we're going to tell you how to manage your risk in this class, master class. Not only that, I said it in this class yesterday that two stocks, are going to work double their price between now and end of the year. Today is the last day. I mean, from now, the next second half of the year, we're going to see that those stocks, if you are in those two stocks, you're going to relax and position there and wait for you to make what good money from such position. Not only that, experts that are coming, experienced people. If you are following us in Investdata, you know the kind of people that come for our master class. They are coming to that not only just to come and teach you how to play the market. They're going to give you also stock that will guide you, that at the end of the day, as you are taking position, you are taking position in things that you know that you worth it, and at the same time your risk is very low, because you want to grow your capital with less risk. These are the things we're going to discuss. That's why you need to, if you have not made your payment or not registered, you have today, so that from tomorrow we will not accept any payment or any restriction any longer. But you have today to do that, so that from tomorrow you can not plan for Saturday meeting. The next one again, which is the third one here, is that okay, the third one I mentioned, the third one I said no, the price. The fourth one is that risk setting and what and mass and what and mass loss amount. When I mean the maximum, what do you want to lose and what are you losing at that particular time? You must reset to what your risk tolerance. You must reset it to know what you can afford to lose or in any market, because it's better, like I said earlier, that to lose 10% or 90%. You have 10% that you are able to cut, then you have 90% of the capital to go. That's why you must what we call risk reset, and also the mass loss you can accommodate. You can also make it available to guys, so that once you get there, you can easily cut out your position. That's why I tell you that you must not play the market at all time. There are some people in this master class that I know that they only play any season in the market. Once it's any season, you see them out. But after that, they go back to their share, because they understand how to play any season. They understand that during any season, we're about to see what we call improved liquidity, improved momentum, improved volume, and also you can start to see so high demand of what of stock, because of people are moving from one position that is not doing well to the next one, and they see that there's opportunity in that one. That's why you need to make yourself available to understand how to play all this in the market, so that at the end of the day you will be in a better position to take investment decision at the end of the class. The last one, which is the fifth one, is that minimize your loss by using what? By using active stop loss or cost loss, anyone you call, or stop order. It is very important. Minimize your losses by using what? Active stop order or stop loss or cost loss, anyone you want to call it. You can see this fifth point I've given you. It's going to go a long way what to guide you if you follow it very, very well. To avoid losing capital, and profit, you have made. Trade with what? Play with plan, and employ or execute your what? Your entry and your exit strategy at all time. Don't be carried away with market upside, because in market upside, because you have set your what? Your profit target when you are entering. Once you touch your profit, go with your profit. But like I always say that also, if there are some companies or position you have taken, you see there is potential for this stock to go on a long way, you take your profits slowly, and you know that as you're taking profits, you know what you are taking profit, and you are watching your eyes in the market to see that direction of the market. But don't forget that you must watch your position. Is very, very important. This will help you to stay ahead of the market at any given time. Yeah, these are what we discussed for today. But before we go into looking at the market position now, don't forget that we want to look at the earnings that was related to the market yesterday. But before we go to that earnings, I want to give you the market news so I can get the market news before we continue with the earnings. As we speak now, Honeywell, Flour Mill, and Only Flour Mill and the Flour Mill Nigeria released their corporate governance report for 2022 to the market for the for the regulators also to have access and assess the company corporate compliance. Then the others are there that have just released released their close period and their board meeting dates, especially from we saw GT Code, USCN, CAP, and others releasing. This tells that the season of another any season is around the corner. We just see company releasing their close date to give you a sense of direction that something is around, underway. That means the market is looking forward to any season. I think that today, the last trading day of the market, we saw the window dressing or bargain hunting activities that are still keeping the market, in a distribution phase. The market has not confirmed a decline now. Even as we speak now, the market is marginally in green. So that tells you that what is happening in the market now. The market has not confirmed a decline phase after the bear rally we saw for the past day before. We saw a kind of a slowdown the last 2 days now. Yesterday, the market was flat. The market lost 0.31. As we speak now, market is marginally in green. But like I just said, this is the market news now. But we want to look at university press that don't release their audited accounts to the market. For this company, we know what happened earlier when we saw their unaudited account. We discussed it this platform, but now audited account has come to the market yesterday, was released to the market yesterday. For me, we want to look at it now, and this is also going to help us to know what the remaining market account, how we're going to view it, and also subsequently as we are going to into Q1 earnings season, are going to Q1 are going to into dividend season for the second half of the year. I believe that investors should take advantage of this discussion to know how to look at number now. As we speak now, the University Press Q4 audited was impressive by kind of performance. The numbers are okay, and this is the time number we expect because these companies, I know that they have season where they make good sales, especially when the schools are in resuming, they're into creating the business. When it look life of academic press, academic press, university press, and Learn Africa. These three companies are into service, and they're also into what publishing company, and they're into books, printing and all those stuff. But to speak now, they have a major season where they give kind of stays on the app, especially when the schools are resume, whether the public or private school, because that's the time most schools want to kind of store up their goods, their books for new section. I can see that also reflects. If you look at their quarterly performance, I see that the Q that we call third quarter, but for them it's their own second quarter because March is their financial year end, first quarter end in June. Why their second quarter end was in September. Then you see that period, you see that second quarter, you can see that their performance is always good. That with all of them, because that's the period that they kind of collect money in advance for school to continue to know. That for me, you have to understand this season for this company. For University Press, the top line moved from 1.42 billion to 2.31 billion for the financial year ended March 31st, 2022. And the top line was up by 62.68% for the year under review. Then PAT, which is the earnings, PAT, and after PAT, I think that they're taking care of all their cost of production and all those stuff, their cost of sales. At the end of the day, the company PAT, which is the earnings, move from profitability level, if you want to call, or bottom line, move from 57.11 million to 207.49 million, representing about 263.32% up. In those that follow us on the analyst hangout, that's why I said you have to subscribe to our channel whenever we do, because anything that we do either in the office or in any studio or in any conference, they are uploaded there so that you can get more information on how to take advantage of the market. Like we have discussed it in one or 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago on this issue or on the publishing company. As we speak now, the company earning per share moved from 13 kobo to 48 kobo. If you look at the unaudited account that was discussed previously, the audited account earning per share was around 46 kobo. You can see that after auditing, like 2 kobo up again. If you have seen that for the 46 kobo when we discussed the unaudited account, to guide you to know what to do. Then the profit margin for this is not encouraging because it is very low. This shows that also cost of printing has increased because of high cost of everything going around the globe. You can see that the PAT is, for me, it's not too impressive because it's below 10. It moved from 4.23% to 9.13% for the period. That means for 2022, well, their profit margin is just 9.13, while in 2021, their profit margin was 4. It's an improvement, but still below the standard. Still below the growth. It must be around 15% and above. Minimum 10 and above for you to say, okay, but now below 10 is still no. But if you look at the dividend paid, yes, if you look at the growth from 5 kobo to 10 kobo, you say this is 100%. But I will tell you, a company that made almost 48 kobo earning per share, paying 10 kobo for a stock. Yes, the number look very good, but the price of 2 naira 50 kobo for a stock has been paying 10 kobo, you can see the dividend yield there. Dividend yield is below 5%. For me, it's okay. I'll tell you that this might not impact the result, the price much. But if you were to be something above 20%, 20 kobo or 20 kobo, would have seen a movement, or even 30 kobo from 48 kobo. That means this company is very, how do I put it now, conservative. Yeah, from earnings of 48 kobo, we are giving us 10 kobo. Yeah, this is what we're going to influence the price now, down, or tomorrow. But let's keep our fingers crossed. But the number performance is very good. It's a good one for the company. But let's look forward to see their Q1 for the new financial year. Starting now, that will start from the end of this month. We're expecting their Q1 to come from the month of July. Let's just see. But for those that are in this stock that are traders, I think if you look at the position now. I know when we come to chart, we can go to look at it and see what the chart is saying about the company when we get there. We'll see, are you good to the opportunity to take profit if market react to this result today, or are you interested in the company? No future, or you are looking at to see their Q1. But for those that are long-term investor, fine. But for those traders like me, I won't stay much in this stock. But when we come to chart, we look at what the chart is saying for this particular stock. Yes, right now we're going to look at the market. Now that's why we're back to the chart. If you look at this, what we call NTS, index action, I will tell you that the market is now, a bit, it's still green flat as to speak now, but the market is trading at 51,811.19, gain 8.71, right, representing 0.02. For me, the market is just flat at this time, but slightly in green. But if you look at the market breadth as to speak, I'll tell you the market breadth is negative. It's obvious here we're seeing 10 losers against 6 gainers. Among the 10 losers, Prestige Assurance is leading the pack, followed by Academic Press, Fidelity Bank, Livestock Feed, and the Sterling Bank. We have the life of WAPCO, GT Code, and the Zenith Bank on this chart on this side of the market. That's what that's why the market is slightly in green. You can see the big boys are also in that category of losing position at this hour, which is what we are going to take. Today is the last trading day of the quarter, of the month, and of the half year. And don't forget that dressing has started this way. Bargain hunters, we have seen them trying to push price up. But let's see how far they can go today. But nevertheless, whatever happened today, the month of June is likely to close what in red. But that tells you that, like I said at the beginning, that this month is very dicey. And for the last 5 years, we have seen that 3 years the market was down and 2 years up. If it happened, I'm saying for last 6 years, we are going to see now that the month of June closed down. 4 years. That is going to give us from today, because we are seeing no matter what happens or less, at the end of the day, we'll see high cap stocks. But the market is the month is down by almost 2.21. But if today it is possible that can change it, but I believe that the month of June will close there. Why half year is closing on a positive of 21.27. That is good for half year. To compare it to what happened in 2021, we also know whether the market is making progress or not. I'll tell you, market is still, you can see that the trend of the market, despite the distribution phase was seen yesterday and the previous day, market is still very, very strong as to speak. If you look at the gainer chart, we have 6 gainers as to speak, led by University Press, followed by MC Marcos, and Mutual Benefit Assurance. We have FBN Holding and Steplat. These are the ones that are on the gainer chart. No wonder the market is slightly in green. When you see the life of Steplat and the FBN Holding on the gainer chart, and also the life of let's say University Press, we're about to see. But let's see how the market go. Because it's a good one. But I won't forget to move to the next level without explaining the importance of volume. That volume is very, very important. I'll say that it's the force behind the price movement or the market movement. As we speak now, UBA top the chart of the top trade in terms of volume, followed by Sterling Bank, FBNH, and what we see the life of Owando and the Access Corp. These are the ones at this side of the market. terms of volume, we're seeing banks dominating here. You can see that about four banks are here: UBA, Sterling, FBN Holding, and UBA and Access Bank are the three dividend paying banks here in this at this hour. Then if you want to look at these stocks before we go to the market, look at this stock. We're looking at the life of the life of University Press. We're looking at Seplat, what is happening in Seplat. To look at what is happening in FBN. Then we'll now come back and look UBA and the what and Access. Then among the losers chart, you can look at Fidelity to see. But I believe that there is correction already taking place in Prestige Assurance, livestock and the Sterling Bank. Sterling Bank recently showed the kind of move, but we are surprised that it's pulling back. They sustain that up momentum that we saw at the beginning of the week. Just slow down. Yes, we'll come back to the chart now to see what is happening in the market. Quick one, because of our time. Let's quickly look at let's call up our indicators for our discussion this afternoon. Sorry. Let's bring it up. MACD here, money flow, and what our T line or trigger line. Anyone you want to call it triggers tells you where to exit and when to enter. Just going through the chart, the line. If you look at this point, the market as we speak is lying flat and yeah, you can see it now. You can see the T line here. You can see that the market is, even the market is red now. You can see that light green. You can see here market is still flat at this point. Yesterday market was flat. This was the see here. Market is in green here, but on top of what? Over the T line, it has not broken down on up this position. But also, if you look at your momentum indicators, really MACD, you are seeing a position that MACD is almost crossing the red one from down. Once the blue one cross, it's a good sign of another trend. And you can see that money flow just pick up this morning. You can see it's looking up a little compared to yesterday. That money flow has gone as low as 23. But now at this hour, it has come back to around 25. You can see that fund is entering the market. Don't forget that today is the last trading day of the quarter, of the month, and of half year. Let's look at for me. Let's look at 1 hour chart of this of the market now to see what is happening. On 1 hour chart, you can see that it's still flat on because the blue line is the T line. Market has not changed here, and for me, you can see that the market is not looking good on a the blue line is almost coming down already, crossing down to confirm a bearish situation, and why money flow is still flat in this regard. That is the position now as we speak. Let's see how it goes, and let's watch and see the position. You can see it here now. Then let's quickly also look at the the life of the first one here. Let's look at what is happening in University Press. I said it, so let's see what the chart is saying here for the stock. That's what the chart is saying here for the stock. Let's see University Press. Combining on 1 hour chart, I'll tell you, yeah, there's a sign here. You can see it's still below the T line. What I'm seeing, no, not above the T line. But if you look at these indicators here, especially momentum indicator MACD, I see that the histogram here is building to come up. Once that, I can see the blue one. Once it cross one, and money flow is turning up here to read around the 64 to 70 around here. It's a good one for the stock. Now let's look at the daily chart. If I get the full picture where the stock is now. On the daily chart, even as we speak now, the stock is still trying to come up, but still below the T line. And see it's looking down here. It has not reflected here already. And money flow is looking down on the stock. Have to be very careful. The payout of technical for me, market is not taking it lightly, with the stock. But let's watch. But in terms of performance, the number is strong. But let's see how the market will close at the end of the day. For a quick one, because of our time, I believe our time is fast spent. Let's quickly look at the two stocks before we can round up the class. Let's quickly look at what is happening in Seplat. Seplat, sorry. That's what's happening in Seplat. Yes, steplat, yes, it's no, yeah, that's why we're seeing that position here on the data. We see that it's still flat, but not but one is having the stop, and we're seeing a sign of what uptrend here. But you see this, what we see this histogram and what is doing here. It's possible for me. Let's watch 1 hour chart. What is doing in the stock. But 1 hour is very very important for a day trader like you and I that are watching the market live. You can see it's trading below the T line and see and the other indicators are not really positive for the stock. But let's watch as see today is Thursday, the last trading day of the month. Let's see how the market will go. But I'll tell you that market is a bit dicey at this hour. Flat, slightly in green, going up and down, oscillating between red and green in this level of 1,802 and 800 and no, 1,800 and 803. It has not broke out from this level. No, at the start of the discussion, it was around 1,811. But as we speak now, market is still oscillating. Yes, because of our time, we might call it a day today. But I will also inform you that because of I have a conference tomorrow to attend and also for the coming master class, tomorrow we might not have our live class at this hour tomorrow, but we will resume fully again on Monday after the master class. For those that are yet to also make payments, you are free. Those that are yet to register, go ahead and register. But for those I said earlier, you should also subscribe to the channel. I think there's a video that I want to post in that channel between today and tomorrow. You will like the video. It's about the global economy, what is happening, the impact of monetary policy around the globe, and how you as an investor or trader look at these indicators, because they are part of what changes the market direction, market sentiment. Because money is always looking for a place where it can bring more return, even with risk or less risk. But market fund will look for where there is higher return, even with high risk or low risk. But where is higher return, they want to bring risk in. But I tell you, interest rate as a way of moving fund from the equity market to other space, other investment windows, or back also to equity space, depending on the interest rate and also depending on what is happening. When you look at inflation, look at national output or industrial output, these are what is what